Welcome to SAT Prep. Topic is linear functions. Difficulty level is easy. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to 10x plus 15. What is the value of f of x when x is equal to 2? The first thing to notice is this is a linear function. You might even recognize it because of the linear equation. The standard formula is y is equal to mx plus b. Slight reminder, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. What to notice here is that the only difference between these two equations, which is also in the form of mx plus b, is that we're using f of x instead of y. You could almost think about f of x the same as y. The only difference is that obviously it looks different. Now, what we do here is we say f at 2, because we plug in x is equal to 2, 4x, 10 times 2 plus 15. BEDMAS says we do multiplication first. 20 plus 15 is equal to 35. Therefore, f at 2 is equal to 35. Take a second to try the next one. What is the value of f of x when x is equal to 1? Well, same idea. We plug in 1 for x. 10 times 1 plus 15. 10 plus 15, 25. Okay. What about when x is equal to 0? Well, again, same idea. Just plug it in. 10 times 0 plus 15. Well, what's 10 times 0? That's just 0 plus 15 is equal to 15. So f at 1 is equal to 25. F at 15, f at 0 is equal to 15. Now, if this is still confusing you, you can think about this as an input and output table. And here, we have some sort of oven, right? And say the flames are in here. If you put in eggs and milk into the oven, you get cookies. If you put eggs and sugar, for example, into the oven, you get cake. So depending on whatever input you plug into this machine, this oven, you get a different output. This is the same idea with function equations. You plug some sort of x inside. Here we did 1, 0, 2. And as a result, we ended up with a different y value, 25, 15, 35, right? But what never changed is the actual equation, or the oven, that we got in the beginning, 10x plus 15. If the function f is defined by f of x is equal to 4 times x, what is the value of x when f of x is equal to 8? So now they're saying y is equal to 8. Right? We said that f of x is just another way to write y. Okay, well, if y is equal to 4x, we're saying that the output after we put something into the oven is 8. So we have the oven here, right? And then the input. And what we're asking for is what's the input? And the function, the oven, stays the same, 4x. Okay, let's plug that in. F of x is equal to 8. Okay, well, we also know that f of x equals 4x. Set them equal to each other. Divide by 4 on both sides. X equals to 2, because the 4's cancel out here. So we just said that f at 2 is equal to 8. Try the next two. We're going to do 2 is equal to 4x. Divide both sides by 4. The 4's cancel out. X is equal to 2 over 4. Now, if you're familiar with fractions, this says x is equal to 1/2. And that's by dividing the numerator and the denominator both by 2. Okay, what about when f of x is equal to 16? Same idea. 16 equals to 4x. That's from the equation. Divide both sides by 4. x is equal to 4. Okay, let's be a little more challenging now. If f of x is equal to 4x plus b, a linear equation, right? We saw that earlier. F is a linear function and b is constant. What is the value of b if f at 2 is equal to 10, f at 7 is equal to 28, or f at 4 is equal to 16? So now what they're telling us, they're giving us an x and a y. They're saying if x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 10, or just f of x, right, is equal to 10, as we talked about earlier, what is b? Now before we were given b, we just had to solve for x and y. And this is not as scary as it sounds. Ideally, all you'd want to do is just plug it in and solve for whatever variable is left over. Variable meaning letter. So, if f of x is equal to 10, for x is 2, so we plug in 2 plus b. And now we have exactly one letter, right? One variable left over, which means we can solve for it. So we do 10 is equal to, well, 4 times 2 is 8 plus b. Subtract 8 on both sides. 10 minus 8 is equal to b. Simple enough, right? B is equal to 2. Well, what does this actually mean? This means that the original equation that we came up with is f of x is equal to 4x plus 2, which is not that different from the other problems we saw earlier when we had to find f of x or x. Try the other two. Again, 28 is equal to 4 times 7 plus b. Remember that this x is 7 and this says y is 28. 28 is equal to 28 plus b. We subtract 28 on both sides, and what we notice here actually is we get 0 and 0. So b is equal to 0. Again, this says that f of x is equal to 4x plus 0, or f of x is just equal to 4x. Here, x is equal to 4, y is equal to 16. 16 is equal to 4 times 4 plus b. 16 is equal to 16 plus b. Same idea, subtract 16 on both sides. We end up with 0 is equal to 0 plus b. Essentially, we're just getting b is equal to 0, which gives us the same as above there.